Women have expressed different views on the RBZ farm mechanization saga, with many asking why the selection process benefited mostly politically aligned elites who now do not have to pay back the money. These views were expressed at the recent Amakhosikazi media chatroom session following the release of a list of beneficiaries of an RBZ farm mechanization scheme in 2007-2008. Under former RBZ Governor Dr. Gideon to assist new farmers kickstart production. A Blawa resident who was part of the dialogue said some of the schemes were just looting plans for politicians.
I've seen a list of well-respected persons who acquired huge sums of money as loans from men of God, our prophet, lawyers, ministers. These people are respected, Sibin. Singenhlonipho siyacela ukuthi babhadale lokho abakutholayo nge-US dollar, not nge-bond. Hashtag pay back the loans, please.
I-program leyo ivele ikhona emhlabeni wonke ukuthi you empower farmers. I-agribank leyana kudala it was ibhenki yoku-empower ama-farmers. But then later on, ngenxa ye-corruption ekhona vele elizweni, it was corrupted. Kwagcina vele zuntshontshwa. Imagine kuthiwe ubakhona abanye abavele bengelama-farmers, ababengelama-farmers, sorry, lama-farm abaphiwayo ilokhuze nini is ama-combined harvest, ama-tractor, babonguphiwa nje ukuthi thathani kuthiwa bayarentisa out those things. Imagine, that's not how the program should go. Kuphiwa laba balama-farm.
The ladies argued that the scheme was supposed to benefit citizens in terms of food security. But instead, we are importing maize because the farms are lying idle up to today and there is poverty in the country, said a Blawa resident. Executive Director of Zim Coalition on Debt and Development, Ms. Janet Shaw, said, "We continue to suffer the food and humanitarian crisis because of skewed policies and the supporting of sectors that promote arbitrage such as farm mechanization, command agriculture and fuel subsidies." She added, "On the issue of women benefiting, women are pawns in this scheme of things. They were already excluded in the FTL-RP. It was not going to be possible to have many of them benefit. I also want to strongly believe that they got paltry sums compared to their male counterparts because it was well known that they were being given loans. And women being risk-averse by nature, they requested for little." Commissioner Dr. Ndakaungwe from Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Coalition said,
"They divided the country and said people from Matabeleland go and look for people who need support. So this was the support that was being given to the small farmers who were in the A1 kind of schemes. The support was not really to the communal farmers that we all know, but it was mostly for the ones in A1 schemes. These people were brought to Harare, given tractors. The tractors were driven back. The idea was they would share. They would also, almost like also plant or do farming for the other people who didn't get the support. And they are there. I mean, the real records show the people got. But unfortunately, I, as far as I understood, they then started charging the people whom they were doing the farming for, the planting or the plowing for. So that is one of the, the drawbacks of such a noble kind of idea which doesn't go well. Were those people thinking they were supposed to pay back? I don't think so. They were never told. They were picked from Matabeleland, north and south, even in Midlands, brought to Harare, told these are the tractors, taken back to Blawayo or wherever they were from back. So I must say, we need to define now, what do we do with what we have learned, what happened in 2007 onwards. So, because for me at least, as an agriculturalist, I still think mechanization is important. We need to remove the whole from any person who is in agriculture, because that needs to move. And it is the responsibility usually of the state, because ordinarily we cannot afford the kind of tractors that are needed for production.
With that being said, we need to come up with strategies and mechanisms that ensure that we don't have a repeat of what transpired. And that takes us advocating for strong, transparent and accountable institutions, a vibrant civil society and citizens who are able to hold duty bearers to account. Added Mucha Mundopa, Transparency International Zimbabwe Director. This is Jolene Mara reporting for Amakwesikazi Media in Bulawayo.